Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Cluiche with me, Seamus Brady, your host. And for this video, I'm going to run through my full preview and my full prediction for the quarter-final of 2023 between Armagh and Monaghan. It takes place on Saturday at 6 p.m. in Croke Park, and what a game this is going to be. This is a massive opportunity for both of these teams to make it into the All-Ireland semi-finals. For Monaghan, it would be their first All-Ireland semi-final since 2018. And for Armagh, it would be their first All-Ireland semi-final since 2005. So what a contest this is going to be between these two teams. It's two teams that play on the front foot. It's two teams that can gather huge momentum. And it's two teams that, in my opinion, over the last few years have been box office. You think of Monaghan staying up in Division 1 time and time again. You think of Armagh, the game against Galway, the games against Tyrone. They have been pure box office. The penalty shootout in the Ulster final. Armagh is one you never want to miss. But yeah, let's get into this prediction. So as I said, two teams that never make it easy for themselves. Like, that is the truth of it. Armagh always, are in a battle with everybody that they play. They're in a battle with Galway, and then they're in a battle with Westmeath in the first round of the group stage. They never make it easy for themselves, Armagh, but they're always box office to watch. Whereas Monaghan as well, never make it easy for themselves. Always leave themselves in a position where they have to, get a last minute winner or get a last day victory to keep themselves up in Division 1. And you know what? They always seem to pull it off. So going into that game, that is something to bear in mind. Now, one thing that has to be considered when you're talking about this game is, do Armagh play relying on emotion? Sorry. Yes, I think they do. If you look at it, emotion and riding on emotion, I think that actually, you could argue, cost them the Ulster final against Derry, because Armagh, in my opinion, made three big mistakes against Derry in the last couple of minutes of that game that you could argue cost them the Ulster final. Now, you can flip it back at the other way and say, well, look, Derry should have had the game wrapped up, but Brendan Rodgers hand passes that ball over the bar. Derry are now 3 points up, etc. But yes, but when Armagh got level, Rory Grugan put his hand up to call a mark when he was miles out from the goal. Shouldn't have done that mark. And I think that was pure adrenaline that he put the hand up. I want to get a shot at the post. I want to win it for Armagh. That's mistake number one. Mistake number two, with the most important kick out of the entire game in extra time, when Derry have gone only 1 point behind, instead of kicking it short, Ethan Rafferty just absolutely belts it on top of Conor Glass, who obviously goes up and catches it. There's mistake number two. Mistake number three, from that Glass catch, Derry work an attack. Shane McGuigan is fouled. Rian O'Neill holds on to him to not let him run up the field and take a quick one. The ref moves it in closer to goal. McGuigan now is within shooting distance, and he shoots and he scores and levels up the game. That is where I think they lost the game. And I think if they weren't playing with such high adrenaline, high emotion, I don't think they would have made those mistakes. So I think McGeeney has to manage that emotion coming into this game. Whatever happens, no matter how many scores we get, no matter how many goals we get, no matter how many points we are behind, no matter how many points we are ahead, we do not play relying on emotion. You look at all the successful teams in the past. Jim Gavin completely killed Dublin relying on emotion. Dublin were the biggest team for it. Dublin used to love kicking into the hill in the second half. Every coin toss that Stephen Cluxton won while he was captain of Dublin under Jim Gavin, he shot into Hill 16 in the first half, so that Dublin would not be shooting into Hill 16 in the second half, so that they would not be relying on the emotion from the crowd to help them get over the line. It's the same thing with Armagh, and sometimes that emotion can work for them. Look at the All-Ireland quarter-final last year. When they got Galway on the ropes, it felt like the whole stadium was cheering Armagh on to potentially get over the line there. When Rian O'Neill got the score to level the game and send it to extra time, it felt like the whole of Ireland was cheering that ball over the bar. So the emotion can work for them, but it's too unpredictable. And I think if I was Kieran McGeeney, manage that emotion coming into this game. You look at Monaghan, on the other hand, the one question I always have about Monaghan is, do Monaghan believe that they can win an All-Ireland title? Because the one thing I've had when I've been watching them over the last 5, 6, 7 years, they've gone toe-to-toe with Donegal. Toe-to-toe with Tyrone in particular is the one I want to look at here. They go toe-to-toe with them. They beat them. They draw with them. It's never a one-sided game. And yet, when Monaghan get to the All-Ireland quarterfinals, they rarely go further. When Tyrone get to the All-Ireland quarterfinals, all of a sudden, they truly look like All-Ireland contenders. Why doesn't that switch up happen with Monaghan? Why hasn't it happened with Monaghan yet? Can it happen this year? And I think there's more of a chance that it can happen this year, because you look at it down in the past, Malachy O'Rourke, Seamus McEnany, they both have played more defensively than this Vinnie Corey Monaghan side. So I think Monaghan will actually play better in Croke Park now that they play more expansive attacking football. I can't wait to see how that works. The form of Jack McCarron, the form of Micheál Bannigan, the form of Gary Mohan, players like this are absolutely crucial, without even mentioning Conor McManus. Does he have one last run in him to potentially get to an All-Ireland final and potentially win an All-Ireland title? He deserves it. There's no doubt about it. He deserves it for what he's done in his career. But can they do it? On the other hand, Armagh, crucial players, Rian O'Neill, Charlie Oak-Burns, Aidan Nugent, Conor Turbot. These guys are absolutely crucial to Armagh getting over the line. So, who do I think will get over the line? It's so hard to call, like all the other games. Like the Dublin Mayo one is impossible to call. The Kerry Tyrone one is impossible to call. This one is impossible to call. Derry Cork is impossible to call. But you know what? I'm in this position. I got to call it. If I had to pick, I'm going to say Armagh. And in the most dramatic way ever, I think Armagh will probably win this game. I mean, like getting a run on Monaghan in the final few minutes is how I think it's going to go down. I think Monaghan will be in a position where they look like they're about to get through to an All-Ireland semi-final, and Armagh will smash them late for 2 goals. Something like that. I think it will be something box office, something worth seeing. And look, I wouldn't be surprised if Monaghan got over the line, but if you were to push me on it, I think it will be a really emotional day in terms of the adrenaline and everything. I think Armagh are more used to those situations. They play like that. Every game Armagh play, it's 100 miles an hour hell for leather. So I'm just going to nudge towards Armagh, but I would not be surprised if Monaghan get over the line. But if you were to push me on it, I'm going to say Armagh in a dramatic fashion. 2 late goals or something like that, and they'll get over the line. Let me know who you think is going to win. Put it in the comments below. Who do you think is going to get through to the semi-finals? Armagh or Monaghan? And don't forget, guys, to check out all the other videos across the channel. Enjoy the weekend's games. And until the next one, take care.